I don't know why. Sometimes just stuff happens. Live theater. Anything can happen. Like at our show this evening.
Let's have another question.
How often you sing a note?
I guess it depends on the breath and how to shape you are at this current time.
I've had moments in rehearsal where I've done the hatch fever, the end note, acclimated, and everyone's looking at me and I'm like turning red and I'm just like, yeah, I'm still holding it out, and I'm like passing out.
It's a little easier from a rested than like as you're already worked up and you're breathing a lot.
Well, yeah, once you have a makeup and costume on, it's a little harder to, it's harder for me to like, I really have to focus on holding it out. I don't know, I just, it's hard to quantify.
Especially during a live show, right? I mean, in recording sessions, you can make sure you're calm, take a breath, and you get multiple tries. So, but with live shows, it's like you have no idea. Are you going to run out of air or something?
There's this. I learned the term. It's called relapsing, and I learned it because I was on the swim team. And if you hold your breath for a long time, you get panicky. But you get to this point where your body's telling you to like, hey, take a breath. But you can get past that point, and it's like sheer panic, and then it goes away, and then you have a couple extra, probably, it feels like an eternity, but microseconds of like air for holding your breath. And I've done that a few times on stage, and you feel like you're gonna pass out, but then you kind of come past it, and it's called relapsing. I don't know if that's a technical term, but...
That's what they did when you were a big macho swim guy in high school, right? There's a picture. He was like buff. Buff for a teenage boy.
Yeah, he was looking at that picture.
Yeah, like a full head of hair.
You love it. Oh, I still got a full head of hair, it's just not on my head. Let's have another question. The more you know. Sorry, go ahead.
My least favorite part is Sam. I love Sam. Shucks. My favorite part is just mixing the show and seeing it go well and knowing that everybody liked it. My least favorite part is oftentimes I have a great deal of uncertainty as to whether or not the venue is going to actually have what we need. And even when they do, sometimes stuff goes wrong that just makes it unpleasant. I don't know if I should... Yeah, so this show, they've got the right console that I use, but it is really old, very weathered, and beat up, and so I can't move the faders with one finger like you do to mix, and so it's extremely hard to... It was really tough to mix the show last night, and that wasn't very fun, because, how are you going to build a house if you have a saw that's, just as dull as a block of wood itself? You got to have the right tools that are in good repair to do a good job. So also hopefully that didn't translate on stage, and it still was a good show. I feel like it was a good show. We just there might not have been as many subtleties as I usually incorporate, just because I couldn't, get that one fader to where I usually get it with my left ring finger. I had to actually, So that is not very fun, but everything else is great. Coming out here, seeing everybody, doing the show, having fun.
We make do with what we have.
It's saying a lot if Steve has a hard time using the faders, because he's got fingers like wooden sausages. It's amazing.
What does that mean?
Do you have experience with wooden sausages? I thought you were vegan. I guess that's technically vegan. So,
there you go. Vegan for life. Anybody have any vegan questions? No, let's have another question. It can be normal, I guess. Illuminati's Pizza, huh?
Did you have?
Did they have vegan options? You don't know?
I don't know either.
For me, my safe standby is Papa John's because I know what their crust is made out of, and I just get it without cheese, and that's fine for me. I know it's like, you know, the big franchise. They're probably in China now, but still, it's just easier for me.
It's tough to when you go out to conventions and you eat pizza all the time because we do a lot of conventions and you can't eat pizza every weekend. So
I can eat pizza every weekend.
So I think that's the toughest thing. That wasn't the question, but
Let's have another one.
Favorite books?
I've been reading a heck of a lot ever since I found the iBooks store on my iPad. I downloaded like a collection of 16 fantasy novels because it was like $2, and I was afraid it was going to happen, but they're all like first in a series. So I started reading the very first book in that, and I liked it. I'm like, oh great, now I have to download the other 6 books in this thing. And that's happened like 3 times so far since reading this fantasy novel series. So I've got a bunch in my head. Shoot, what's it called? I've already forgotten what it's called. The Mageborn series was a really good one that I just read. It literally made me laugh out loud a few times, multiple times during that series, and that rarely happens when you read a book. Usually you just do a sharp exhale through your nose. But no, this is full on laughing, so the Mageborn series is a really good one.
I have it's called Night Wizard. It's by Gene Wolfe. I really like that. It's 2 books, Night and the Wizard. And then one that you'll probably recognize is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the trilogy. I like those ones, and specifically I like how it ended. I didn't think it could have ended any better. So those 2 come to mind.
I don't read too much for the last 7 years. It's been a lot of work, so my free time is, I don't know, has been more passive, I guess, but I'm really getting into The Dark Tower again. It's been a couple years since I read that, so I'm like continuing it, so that's cool.
yeah, I also don't use my free time to read either. But the last thing I think I was reading was The Dark Tower. I've always wanted to read that, and it's interesting. I just don't have time to finish. I play a lot of video games. Like GIFs? Oh, gifts. Yeah, we get a lot. I think I would say to this day, my favorite. Other than all the gifts we got from you guys this weekend, one that sits high at the top of the chart for me is these metal stainless steel silver-ish. I think they're like stainless steel. Look, D&D dice. I liked them so much I went and bought 2 more sets because they're nice. They're heavy and they hurt if you throw them at people. Not that you can't go back to plastic dice after you use those.
I get like a lot of jewelry, and I appreciate that because I don't know, I never have enough jewelry, so I need to get more.
I've gotten a trumpet, and we as a band have gotten some auto harps, and trumpet is not very easy for me to learn, but I'm still trying. And the auto harp that was given to us is I would like to have it have an appearance on Vice Quadrant. So that's always great to get an instrument. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to give, but that's been my 2 favorites. Enough said.
Pretty much enough said. Little Steve was a fan gift that I got a long time ago back in one of our tours of the zoo. I forgot which one. But yeah, I've taken him all the shows. He usually stands guard at the soundboard. The other really good one I got was this. Let me get out. It's a tiny little micro-sized Leatherman that I didn't think was going to be very good quality, but it's actually really ridiculously cool, particularly because the scissors on it are super, super sharp. And my other one that I usually carry in my daily life does not have scissors, so this is a nice compliment. And I carry this around and use it quite a bit.
How'd you get that on the airplane?
Checked it in the base case.
Oh, okay.